Welcome to the longest-running student film festival in the country, the 52nd Michigan Student Film Festival, presented by Digital Arts Film and Television, also known as DAFT. We're thrilled you could be with us tonight. Featuring the absolute best in K-12 media production in the state. This year, due to the COVID crisis, we won't be at our usual venue at the Detroit Institute of Arts, but that hasn't stopped the 30-year partnership with the Detroit Institute of Arts and its Detroit Film Theater. They're working with DAFT to stream this event online instead. We will certainly miss being in their beautiful theater, built in the 1920s and restored over the past 40 years through the hard work of its amazing auxiliary, the Friends of the DFT. And through this and other difficult times, the Detroit Film Theater has continued to provide the very best in independent and historically significant cinema.
Hi everyone, I'm Elliot Wilhelm, curator of the Detroit Film Theater program at the Detroit Institute of Art. And I want to welcome you to what would have been the 30th anniversary of the DIA Auditorium being the site of the invaluable Michigan Student Film Festival. As excuses go, however, I'd say we have a pretty good reason for not all being together in one room this year. Nevertheless, the dedicated people of DAFT were not about to let a little thing like a global pandemic stand in the way of this annual, indispensable display of young cinematic talent. All of us who love film are finding ways to share that enthusiasm during this terrible experience we're going through. But that, of course, is the point. For well over a century, the cinemas reflected good times and tragedies, but always with a belief that movies are the art that has the power to unite us all. What's particularly exciting about this festival is to see the movies reborn every year. Young people have a need to share stories, visions, and feelings, and it's this event every year that reminds me of the cinema's immortality. I am consistently blown away by not just the talent on display, but by the instinctive grasp of how to communicate the human experience through moving images that these brand new filmmakers rekindle in all of us. Nothing will stop the movies as long as these young artists have the passion for cinema that's abundantly evident in this year's lineup. And that passion for cinema is just as evident in the achievements of DAFT, Digital Arts Film and Television, which couldn't possibly happen without the dedication and perseverance of people like festival co-chairs Kevin Walsh and Kathy Vander, and the indispensable co-founder of DAFT, John Prusak, whose vision helped give birth to a dream that's lasted more than half a century. Okay, that's it from me. I'd better stop now or I'll be talking for half a century. And before you know it, I'll start plugging our own virtual film series at the DIA, which you can find at dia.org, and on and on and on. But I'm not going to do that. Instead, I've got a better idea. Let's start the show.
We received nearly 300 entries statewide, and over 60 judges gave detailed feedback to each entry and designated awards at 4 different levels. The highest level, Best of Show, is what you'll be seeing tonight. Every single student will be receiving a certificate and the judges' detailed feedback in early June. Best of Show winners also receive a trophy, and best in each category is given additional awards in the form of cash, gift cards, or equipment. We want to take a moment to thank Buddy's Pizza, a very special partner of both DAFT and the DIA. Buddy's has kindly provided custom t-shirts for our students each year and provided a delicious luncheon for our first-round judges. Here's more from Buddy's. Throughout the screenings, you'll also be hearing a bit more about DAFT's special college partners who provide annual student scholarships: the College for Creative Studies, Lawrence Technological University, Motion Picture Institute, Specs Howard School of Media Arts, and University of Detroit Mercy. But first, we're going to travel back in time to a very special TV spot for Detroiters.
Attention, the Detroit Zoo will open in 5 minutes.
5 minutes, please, just 5 minutes.
My lines! I can't remember my lines.
My makeup!
Wardrobe! I say wardrobe!
How do I look? Seriously, how do I look?
Hey, honey, give me a little kiss before I go on, huh?
Okay, guys, this way.
Wrong way, guys.
Nice going, Melvin. My lines!
Ba 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 boo.
I want to talk to my agent.
Let me talk to your agent. Take it from me. You just gotta keep cool.
Positions, everyone.
Hey, no shoving.
Away from me.
Hey, this place is a zoo.
Visit the Detroit Zoo and see how the stars live.
1 and 2.
This 1982 ad probably rang a bell for a few of you parents and teachers. It was the world-famous spot for the Detroit Zoo, created by Ron Castori and his business partner and wife, Mary Beth. Ron died of pancreatic cancer, and it is in his memory that his wife, Mary Beth Castori, has kindly and generously contributed to our festival, allowing us to add many of the prizes that will be awarded over the next 4 days. Thank you, Mary Beth, for your wonderful generosity honoring Ron. Each year, DAFT recognizes a teacher deserving of recognition and honor for their work with students. This year's 2020 Media Teacher of the Year is Scott Gillespie, a retired police detective who blended his skills as a filmmaker with his desire to give kids a creative outlet by starting the Downriver Detroit Student Film Consortium, which for many years has cultivated student filmmakers who've received numerous awards and scholarships. Congratulations, Scott, and thanks for your love of film and sharing your vision with kids. Next, here's a message from our partners at the Michigan Film and Digital Media Office.
Welcome to the wild, wild Midwest, the state of creativity. A place where anything goes and everything is possible. Dreamers and doers, designers and builders, problem solvers. Welcome home. This is the land of the big three. Music, media arts, and maker culture. Dream, dare, do, repeat. That's our motto. The best place to start a business. The next artist mecca. It's the gold rush, the motherlode of talent, where the world's best and brightest tap into designers and developers, shooters and CGIers, editors and mixers, and all the coders and craftsmen who can make the insanely brilliant happen. It's raw, authentic talent. Michigan, the state of creativity. Welcome home.
Finally, we want to congratulate this year's poster contest winner, Daytona Irwin of the William D. Ford Tech Center in Wayne Westland. We also award honorable mention to Christiana Zona of Henry Ford II High School, Utica Schools, and Caitlin McCarty of the William D. Ford Tech Center, Wayne Westland, for their entries. We encourage you to pay attention to the credits at the end of each night's show, as we list the judging criteria and all of the participating schools and talented teachers. We'll also name and thank our judges and sponsors who continue to make the Michigan Student Film Festival unique. Thanks again for joining the 52nd Michigan Student Film Festival and our very first festival to be streamed online. Congratulations to all students and teachers who submitted their work. We hope you enjoy tonight's films, and thanks for supporting DAFT and Michigan's young filmmakers.
Good evening, filmmakers. My name is Ted Hauser, and I am a DAFT board member, a filmmaker, and a film festival programmer. I am truly thrilled to be with you tonight to celebrate and share some of the best production work our student filmmakers have to offer. You are here for a very special second episode of the streaming version of the Michigan Student Film Festival. Tonight, we're going to be shining a spotlight on news and sports reporting, public service announcements, and experimental videos. We won't be showing them by categories. Instead, we'll be mixing them up to give you a little bit of variety tonight. Now, we're going to take some breaks throughout the next hour so you can hear from some of our partnership colleges and find out which of all of our 300 entries is going to win a $50 ProCam gift card tonight. We'll wrap up the screenings by announcing our grand prize winners for tonight's categories, and we're also going to ask to pay really strong attention and then ask for you guys to vote for this evening's Ron Castori Audience Choice Award for your favorite video of the night. So without further delay, let's get started with tonight's top journalistic, experimental, and PSA films. You ready? Let's go.
My name is Becca Hamilton, and I'm a senior in Lake Orion High School's Dragon Broadcasting program, led by Roger Smith. And this is my parking lot news story.
Hundreds of students drive to school every day, making the parking lot a crowded and dangerous place. Becca Hamilton tells us more.
The Lake Orion High School parking lot is without a doubt one of the most dangerous places on campus. I caught up with students and law enforcement to see their opinion about the lot.
So I think the lot should be organized or dismissed at different times to relieve the chaos in the parking lot. I think the school parking lot is really crazy. I think you should leave either right after the bell rings or you should wait at least 20 minutes until traffic clears.
I think the parking lot, it's a little crowded, a lot of people. People aren't very considerate of each other out there and they just kind of drive for themselves. We need to find a way to incentivize carpooling so you get less drivers in the parking lots.
I believe that the parking lot should have numbered parking spots that correspond with the parking passes so that people have an assigned spot to be in and they're the only one allowed to be in that spot using that pass. This would prevent a lot of confusion.
The Lake Orion parking lot is probably my favorite part of the day. It's always a challenge getting out, and half the time I get to play rock, paper, scissors on whether or not I let people out or not.
I caught up with the school's parking lot attendant to hear about the legalities of the lot.
In a parking lot, it's kind of everybody has to be courteous of the other driver. Be respectful. If you guys use the zipper effect when you're leaving, the zipper effect is not everybody just goes at the same time. You let one person out, then the other person goes, and then another person gets let out. Deputy Lopez does write parking tickets, just so everybody knows that, and it's going to end up costing you more paying for the parking ticket, and you're still going to have to get a parking pass.
You can be issued citations for offenses such as careless driving, reckless driving, operating while under the influence of liquor or narcotics, and also driving with your license suspended. It seems early on in the year the accidents occur more frequently, but on average there's probably about 2 car accidents a month. Be conscious of your surroundings and don't tailgate people. Don't drive faster than the speed limit, and sometimes you don't even need to drive that fast. You just have to leave enough space between both cars that if you hit the brakes, that you're not going to run into the back of somebody. And don't text while driving, or put on makeup while driving, or eat while driving, or just pay attention to what you need to do while you're driving.
The most important rule to me is to drive safely, be respectful of the other drivers, don't be in such a hurry. It's not going to get you anywhere faster. And always make sure one of the other rules is you have to have a parking pass to park here in the parking lot.
It takes the effort of all students to make the parking lot a safer place. For WDBC, I'm Becca Hamilton.
Teddy, it's like trying to get out of a war zone out there.
You know what, Kobe, it sure is. Thank you, Becca, for that report.
Hi, my name is Madison Strachan in Athens TV at Athens High School with Mr. Burns. I hope you enjoy my public service announcement, It Will Be.
4.6 million American children and minors are living in homes with at least one loaded and unlocked firearm. 73% of children aged 9 and under reported knowing the location of their parents' firearms. 36% admitted that they had handled the weapons, including many whose parents had reported their children did not know the location of the firearm.
My name's Callie Neese. I'm from Lake Orion High School. This piece you're about to watch is called Inside the NCAA. It was all made possible thanks to my amazing teacher, Mr. Smith. So please enjoy.
Pretty much everyone watches sports. Whether it be Little League, collegiate, or professional, everyone has seen a ball game once or twice. The NCAA, or the National Collegiate Athletic Association, is an association that regulates college sports all over the nation. The NCAA has a strict rule against athletes profiting from their likeness or name on any merchandise or sponsorships of any type. However, the NCAA might have had a change of heart as we dive deeper inside the NCAA. Recently, California has passed a law scheduled to go into effect in 2023. This law is allowing collegiate athletes to now receive profits from their name and likeness. Schools in California have already made the change, and Michigan might not be too far behind. We got into contact with Oakland University's athletic director, Mr. Stephen Waterfield, and he tells us more.
So Michigan has proposed legislation that's similar to the California and other states. I think Florida has one on the docket that would allow student athletes at the collegiate level to benefit in some ways off name, image, and likeness. And so I'm going to be on a call with one of the members of Oakland University's General Counsel's office to learn more about that. We also got an email from Mark Emmert, president of the NCAA, to talk about what he's done at the congressional level.
On the phone conversation, which included representatives from most of Michigan's public universities, the Michigan House Bill 5217 was addressed. This bill explains that college athletes cannot get paid for their name, image, or likeness. The controversy behind this involves having uniform laws passed across the country. We spoke to NCAA athlete Hunter Chambers to get his insight on this situation.
So, going off the big names and college athletes, how California passed that bill that some athletes may be paid, so that might drag more kids to go to USC or UCLA so they can get that page. So the 5 stars, I was saying, the Zion Williamsons, the RJ Barretts, the Tuas, the Trevor Lawrence, those are the big names that everybody knows, and Heisman candidates, and some kids want money, some kids need to support their family, some 5 stars, that's all they got is that sport.
As this bill travels through Congress, we spoke to high school and NCAA administration to get their input on their concerns.
Graduation rates for student athletes at some colleges is already not so great, and so I wonder, is that going to drive graduation rates down? I do think about, too, that student athletes are already compensated some student athletes in the form of scholarships, which can be worth tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on the educational institution. It is in the best interest of student athletes to graduate from college. We've all heard stories about people that go pro before they graduate or drop out of school, and then they're left without a degree and without the salary of a professional athlete.
What I don't want to see happen is if the name, image, likeness rules lead to recruiting advantages or is used as part of the recruiting process so that certain schools are able to use the new rules to encourage folks to come for reasons other than the athletic academic opportunities that exist. Then you'll start to have an even more uneven playing field.
If everything goes as planned, this law will go into effect in 2023. But will this law ruin the fun for athletes by making it more competitive?
I don't think college athletes should be paid. With our scholarships and the gear and just playing the sport, I think a lot of athletes just want to play the sport and do it in college and enjoy playing for the 4 or 5 years that they do. I would say there's perks of let's say big names like 5 stars that go play at Alabama or play at Duke basketball. There's a shot that they should be paid, but just regular day-to-day athletes, I think their scholarship, a lot of kids are just happy with their scholarship, and I think that's all they really need.
Maybe athletes should get paid, maybe they shouldn't. We spoke to some high school athletes and journalists to find out more information.
Yes, because college sports raise a lot of money, and those athletes are pretty much the main advertising for those sports, so I feel like they should get a percentage of the pay.
I lean toward yes, because my feeling is that if you're going to profit off of someone's name, image, and likeness, then the person whose name, image, and likeness is going to be used should get a cut of that profit.
All else said, this is going to be a long process for Congress to figure out, but we'll update you with information as it becomes available. As for now, for WDVC, I'm Callie Neese.
Hi, my name is Wyeth Toko. I'm a student of Stephanie Harbison at Romeo High School. The video that you're about to see is called Just Say No. I hope you enjoy.
Hey, I'm Travis Woodman.
And I'm Colin Wagner.
Title of our film is Horror Nation 129.
Our
Our teacher is Mr. Bush from Saline High School. Hope you enjoy.
Hello and welcome back to Hornet Nation. I'm Brendan Shinevere, and with me is Frank Parkinson.
We have a special lineup for you today as we meet with a dynamic duo from Saline basketball, sit down with the wrestling team, talk about a historic rivalry in the making, and take a sneak peek at this year's gymnastics team. You ready, Brendan?
Yes, sir.
Cue the intro.
Get ready, Hornet Nation. Let's go. Magic and Kareem, LeBron and Wade, MJ and Bugs Bunny. Basketball is known for its legendary duos. In today's first segment, we bring you Saline's newest dynamic duo to hit the hardwood.
Having been dubbed the dynamic duo, Hornet Nation wanted to get an inside look at how varsity basketball players Trevor Arico and Griffin Yaklich became the duo they are today.
I've been playing since as long as I can remember. Basketball's just been like a huge part of my life for the entire, since I've been on this earth, and I think it's just grown more and more as I've gotten older. As far as Griffin, me and Griffin have been playing together for 3 years now. Ever since he stepped in the open gym that one day, getting ready to kind of choose what school we wanted to go to, I said we got to have this kid 5 minutes in the playing, because he was just, I could just see myself playing with him for the next couple of years.
The fact that both of our parents were basketball coaches at Michigan, I think that was a bonding moment for us. That's just something that brought us together right from the start. Like right from the jump, we started playing together. I think our games just meshed. I know, like our games complement each other a little bit.
And their compatible gameplay only strengthens their skills on the court.
Griffin helps so much because like his ability to see people, like find people when they're open. As a shooter, it's nice to have a player on the team who can really find me in situations that help me be successful. I wouldn't be the shooter I am this year if it wasn't for Griffin.
Being a passer, I think that's one of my best attributes. Having a guy that can make shots is also nice. Trevor's just always picking people up. That's always a good person to have on your team because there's down moments. When you got someone that keeps your head up, that's nice.
Trevor recalls a moment last season that led to him and Griffin being dubbed the dynamic duo.
The SEC Red, the league we've been in, have had like a lot of good guards for the past couple of years, and I think we kind of just added to that mix and kind of paved our own way as kind of like our own dynamic duo. But we really have the confidence that we're the best guys in the situation to lead our team and lead our team to success.
We've lost some tough ones, but that comes with any season pretty much. But I'm happy with what we're playing. I think we got a lot of potential still. We're going to get a lot better throughout the rest of the year, and I'm really excited.
Now, the senior athletes have a lot to look forward to.
Being a senior is like a completely different ballgame. Having that final year to really leave an impact on your team. For the rest of our team who are coming back next year, I think a big goal of mine is to leave like a legacy for them and for them to be able to build on top of what we've been doing.
We can't wait to see what comes next for the dynamic duo in the remainder of their season. Signing off, I'm Natalie Colano. Back to you in the studio.
Wow, Brennan, those guys are on fire.
I agree, Frank.
47 points last week just from Trevor Arico. I can't wait to see how they do in their next game.
Well, Frank, you're in luck. Our Hornets will be back in action this Friday as they look to take down Skyline, who is tied for the #1 spot in the SEC Red Division. Show out and be loud for our boys in blue. The game is at Skyline at 7 p.m.
Talking about big games, or should I say duels, Saline and Bedford have a history on the wrestling mats. Let's dive deeper into the rivalry between Saline and Bedford wrestling.
Saline and Bedford have a rivalry in most sports, but for the wrestling team, it's a bit different. Since joining the SEC, Saline has struggled to beat Bedford, and this year, the team is determined to change that.
Since Bedford joined the SEC, they have dominated it, and Saline has only ever beaten them one time. So we've got a little bit of catching up to do. What I like now compared to a few years ago is now that they think they have a chance to win. We have guys expecting to win against them versus before. Whenever we face them, a lot of people would be like, I'm not so sure about Bedford. I don't know if we can do anything. But these guys are expecting to win.
Greetings from the Motion Picture Institute. We sincerely appreciate you visiting us while the country works together through these challenging times. If you're an aspiring filmmaker or a parent of one, you might want to take a moment to consider your plans for the coming fall. Here are some reasons to consider the Motion Picture Institute's comprehensive one-year training program. MPI's intimate class sizes and close proximity make it a film school in your own backyard. This can be a comforting option for college in uncertain times. When you compare us to other schools, MPI is one of the most affordable accredited institutions in the country. MPI has been training and launching careers in the movie industry for over 20 years, and our graduates are working all over the world, from here in Michigan to Georgia, Los Angeles, New York, Denmark, and just about anywhere movies are made. So when things get back to normal, you could be armed with an MPI education and ready to start your career. Visit us online to fill out an application and arrange for your own private tour. MPI, a film school close to home.
We want to thank the Motion Picture Institute and the University of Detroit Mercy for their long support of DAFT and their generous scholarships for our students. Again, DAFT is fortunate to have on our board Kurt Mayrie from MPI and Professor Jason Roach of University of Detroit Mercy. Those are some great PSAs, journalism, and experimental videos. And I also wanted to take the time to thank the student journalists from Lake Orion High School for managing to work in a reference to the movie Space Jam. Good work, guys. Okay, let's get on to our first raffle winner. So for a $50 ProCam photo and video gift card, our first $50 ProCam gift card winner of the evening goes to Dom, Kamari, Kaya, and Calvin for Beyond the Ring, a documentary from the Downriver Detroit Student Film Consortium. Congratulations, Teacher of the Year, Scott Gillespie, and his students. So, are you ready for the next round of journalism, PSAs, and experimental projects? Take it away.
My name is Callie Neese. I'm from Lake Orion High School. I'm here to introduce the telethon edition of LOAM on behalf of the whole WDBC staff. This was all made possible by our teacher, Roger Smith, and I hope you enjoyed as much as we did.
Coming up on today's LOAM, get ready for the census.
A story on the one who calls snow days.
And a new LOIQ. Stay tuned.
Good morning, Lake Orion. Today is Saturday, February 8th. I'm Hannah Mahalik.
And I'm Teddy Hirschfield. Welcome to today's special telethon edition of LOAM. We're broadcasting live this morning from the G. Brett Saunders television studio at Lake Orion High School. LOAM is Lake Orion High School's daily live newscast. We usually broadcast live at 12:55 on school days, but today we're bringing you a special edition as part of the ONTV Fish Food Drive. Today's LOAM is part of a 6-hour telethon, all in support of the Fish Food Pantry. You can donate 5 non-perishable food items or $5 to help community members in need.
How can you donate, you may ask? Well, there are 2 ways. Drive over to the ONTV studios in the Orion Center on Joslyn Road to drop off your donations. While you're there, enter to win some amazing door prizes donated by 30 business partners from Lake Orion, Rochester Hills, Oxford, and Waterford. Close to $2,000 in gifts and services are up for grabs. The 5 for 5 food drive event runs until 4 p.m. today.
If you can't make it to the ONTV studios, you can donate directly to Fish Online. Visit www.oxfordorionfish.org and click on the PayPal button to donate via credit card. Every item and dollar counts to help those in need around our community. Take part in the ONTV 5 for 5 food drive right now.
If you're in the Lake Orion area, I bet you've heard of the Fish Food Pantry. But what really is it? How do they make a difference in our community? We spoke to Michelle Bum, the Vice President of Board of Directors, to learn more about the pantry.
We call this organization, it's neighbors helping neighbors. So we want to feel like when you come in here, I consider it, this is my second home. So people that come through here, you're a guest in my home. They sign up, you get to come in and you shop every 30 days, and then it's based on your weight. So like when you go to the grocery store and you cash out, you pay for everything. For us, when our clients cash out, everything gets weighed. So a family of 1 is 60 pounds, a family of 2 is 90 pounds. So if you're a family with a few children, you're definitely walking out with a full cart of groceries. That's something that I think that's really nice, and especially about this pantry. We don't just hand them a box. They get to walk through. We've got very nice items. We have an organic garden at the pantry now. The reason that this pantry is so successful is nobody draws an income on this. Everybody is volunteer, and everything that is in this pantry is donations. Because we get those donations, then we're able to use some of our grant money towards gleaners, and instead of maybe necessarily purchasing food from them, we're able to get toilet paper, cleaning supplies. Those are things that you can't buy on a bridge card. I'm very grateful that we're able to do that, because that's a basic need that I think that every client that comes in here is entitled to have. Something can happen. It's called life. There's things, we have people that sometimes, okay, we've got this emergency situation, they need us for 1 month or 2 months, or something's happened, they need us for a couple of years. And I don't consider them clients, I consider them my neighbors and my friends, and I see these little children that I knew when they were 5 and 6 that are now in high school, and it makes me really happy, and I consider them all family.
If you'd like to volunteer with the Fish Food Pantry, you can visit their website at oxfordorionfish.org/volunteer and click the Sign Up Genius icon to select the time slot that works best for you.
The 2020 census is not too far away. WDBC's Callie Neese tells us more regarding this once-in-a-decade event.
What is the census? The what?
The what?
I don't know what a census is.
I don't know.
So what is census? The last time the census happened was about 10 years ago. How are we supposed to know, let alone care? However, Township Assistant Supervisors Jenny Batten and Sam Timko say it is very important. Upon dictionary definition, the United States Census Bureau is the principal agency for the U.S. federal statistics system responsible for producing data about the American people and economy. All that basically means is that they're trying to get an accurate count of who lives where.
Hi, my name's Taylor Bays.
And my name's Duncan McEwen, and we're part of the Vicksburg High School Film and Video Arts Program, led by Troy Smith.
Our 30-second PSA, you know the outcome, is about the dangers of underage drinking. We hope you enjoy.
We all belong. Everyone has something unique to give. A gift, a skill, a talent, knowledge, experience, ideas, creativity. Each one longs to matter. Each one needs to contribute to humanity in a meaningful way. We create to inspire, to cause a ripple effect. Spreading life and energy, empowerment and hope. We create to be ourselves, to find a sense of belonging through our authentic expression. That we matter, that our lives make a difference. When we create, we show the world the truest form of ourselves. And we should hold nothing back. So we should live and remember as if each moment inspires the next, as if the whole world was watching and this was your one chance to tell them your story. We must learn about what we love and show the world how much it moves us. We should pursue that passion that burns within us, that is calling us to do something great. When your guard comes down, you can give everything you have left, and then do it again the next day, and the next day, and the next, and never stop. Because the moment you do, the world is suddenly lacking the greatness that comes from you. Because we burn bright. Our light leaves scars on the sun. Our greatness is contagious, and we are the ones who hold the key to unlocking what lies within others. Let us live like we mean it. Let us go the distance once more. Let us create. Let us inspire. Let us love. Let us give back to the world. It was once said that if we have no peace, it is because we have forgotten that we belong to each other. I never thought of that.
You wouldn't drive with a blindfold, because that would be crazy. But the very second you take your eyes off the road to pick up that phone, you are blinding yourself to everything around you. Don't blind yourself to your surroundings. Don't text and drive.
I'm Ryan Hammond, staff member of Lake Orion High School's Dragon Broadcast program led by Roger Smith. WDBC staff member Jacob Jor and I produced this video called How to Script Writing.
Alright kiddos, it's time to learn about script writing. Alright, so, Hammond, fix my audio.
And what's with these lights? That's better. Now, script writing.
It's an important part of creating stories. Luckily, if you're ever unsure if your stories are following all the little steps, we have these handy little checklists posted around the TPW room. First thing you want to know about writing scripts for TPW is to kiss your scripts. No, not like that. That's weird and unsanitary. What we mean is to keep it short and simple, or kiss. You want to keep your script short so your audience doesn't get bored. Take, for example, the people sitting next to you right now. We've barely started, and this video is already boring as hell. Once you're a master of kissing your scripts, you're going to want to make sure they're using active voice. What this means is using the sentence, verb, object sentence format. This helps your scripts from sounding boring, and it's the difference between
this terrible video is made by 2 idiots.
And
2 idiots made this terrible video.
Remember, if you could add by zombies to the end of your script, you're using passive voice. You also have to make sure you include all the relevant info in your scripts. You want the who, what, when, where, why, and how. We also have to include the so what. Explain why your audience cares about a story. Relate it to them. Make it exciting. Once you get a hang of all the bigger topics previously discussed, you're going to want to make sure you keep an eye out for these smaller little quick-fire things we're about to list off for you. Starting with, avoid using being words like is, are, was, or will be. Never use we or us unless you're speaking on behalf of your broadcast team. Remember to write in effective transitions into both sound bites and B-roll. You can use a thesaurus to help you avoid using the same words over and over again. I mean, no one does, but you sure can. Avoid profane language, because swearing on camera is f***ing dumb.
Hey!
Contractions are alright. Avoid cliches and overused phrases. Write using readable fonts. Use this, not this. Write your stories like you tell them to your friends. Use a conversational tone. Right, Brendan?
Yeah.
Make your dates easy to understand, but write them as they would be from the day the story will air. For example, instead of writing Tuesday the 25th, write tomorrow if the story airs on the 24th. Write phonetically so it's easy to read from a teleprompter. Never page your audience. You should never begin a story with attention all students. Now that you're a master of writing scripts, or at least better than terrible,
maybe, you can go about the rest of your TPW career writing pro scripts with ease. Or you can just ignore everything that you saw in this video and continue writing garbage like what we did last year.
The world is a little different right now, that's for sure. But here at the Specs Howard School of Media Arts, we're still deep into learning. If you want to pursue an education in broadcast media arts, digital media arts, or graphic design, why not come study with us? We offer contactless enrollment that you can do entirely online. So why wait? Our courses are only 12 months long, so in a year you could be working in the media industry. If it's radio, television, video production, or graphic design, we've got you covered. Start now from home at specshoward.edu.
Big thanks to Lawrence Tech and Jody Gaber, another board member who had set up to host DAFT's Round 1 judging until the COVID crisis brought our judging online. Also thanks to Specs Howard for providing our final round judges and for its annual full ride scholarship. And now for a little correction. In last segment, I said that the Lake Orion High School student journalists made reference to Space Jam. This was actually incorrect. Those students are from Saline High School, and the movie that was referenced was actually Trolls 2 World Tour. DAFT sincerely apologizes for this oversight. Okay, here we go with our next raffle drawing. The winner of a $50 Pro-Can gift card goes to Ethan and Billy of Carson High School for their vape documentary, Teacher Patrick Morrow. Okay. It's time to move on to our final round of the evening. Don't forget that you'll be able to vote for your Audience Choice Award at the end of this section. Just keep your eyes open in the Facebook comments for the link to the online ballot. All right, here we go.
Hi, my name is Alice Plummer. I created the PSA One Drink Changes Everything with Julia Wilkins. We go to the Frederick V. Pankhouse Center in Clinton Township, Michigan, and our teacher is Michael Kaufman.
All 10 cars for an update on that BOL. Looks like it just crashed into a light pole, 21 mile at Pamela, 21 at Pamela. Reports of possibly multiple injuries on scene. The fire department and medical are en route. End of update 1614.
Case number 18C71775. You're charged with operating while intoxicated. How do you wish to plead?
Guilty.
How much did you have to drink?
Maybe like one shot.
Hello, my name is Kimberly Schamberger.
And I'm Adair Jost, and we are from the Saline High School's video program instructed by Mr. Bush.
We hope you enjoy our class's SWWC program video.
Welcome to the South and West Washtenaw Consortium. Made up of 6 school districts, the SWWC offers training in 19 different career and technical education career pathways. Students who take CTE courses are more likely to graduate and build professional skills that prepare for the future. 98% of the students in the SWWC graduate high school, and 85% of them continue their education towards a certificate, associate, or bachelor's degree. The SWWC offers a wide range of classes that provide a foundation to high-skill, high-demand, and high-wage career opportunities. Don't get caught up chasing the trends. Pursue a career in technical education today. We invite you to the South and West Washtenaw Consortium.
If you want to learn about business from a financial perspective, this 3-trimester accounting class is for you.
This is the first year that we are a consortium, taking students from other schools, as well as running it as a 3-trimester class.
I like the freedom I get, and the workload is not that bad, so I like that.
This accounting class gets you ready for college accounting and could help you land a job.
Former students that I have, all of them, 3 or 4 of them actually, that graduated from college just this past year are all employed in the same company.
Students who take this class have the opportunity to learn useful financial skills that carry over into the real world.
I think everyone should take accounting because it's just a great entryway into a business environment and learning ins and outs of accounting and things like that.
If you want to excel at accounting, be sure to add this class to your schedule.
Welcome to Advanced Photography. Pictures, Photoshop, and fun.
The environment is really laid back,
relaxed, and student-driven, which I really appreciate. Especially as a second year, we get to choose all of our own projects.
These students learn how to take photos professionally on both a digital and a film camera.
We're going out on a shoot on a Friday during school, and then we're coming in Monday, dumping photos, getting them into Lightroom, calling them down to getting just the best ones.
In here, they don't just take photos for fun, but they also get competitive.
Some competitions, there's Skills USA. You can compete like nationwide. We have a few people from our class that have won 3rd place in the nation.
If you enjoy the digital arts and potentially want to make a career out of it, you should definitely put this class on your list.
Automotive Technology, the class that allows you to enhance your automotive skills by learning the basics of how a car works and how to service your car.
You really don't have to know anything about cars. You can just go in with an open mind and you'll learn a lot and you'll be a good student.
In Automotive Technology, you will learn the basics of electrical, engines, brakes, and more. Welcome to the world of automotive technology. State mechanic certifications are achievable when taking this class.
I really truly believe not just the Auto Tech lab, but all of our labs are some of the best in the state.
State-of-the-art technology keeps you up to date with industry innovations.
Highlight of the class, I'd have to say, would be Mr. Tomosic.
The beauty of Auto Tech is that there are so many jobs available to it. It's not just being a technician.
Shift into gear and take automotive technology today.
If you're interested in developing building skills, building trades might just be the right fit.
They're learning how to use a saw, use a hammer, learning how to measure with a tape measures.
We're currently working on siding the house. Right now we're on the back.
Students will spend 2 years working on a house. Once the house is done and finished, they will then sell it for profit.
I'm a student that doesn't like to be in a traditional school class. I like the hands-on. I don't like to be in a schoolroom all day.
This class welcomes all students interested, whether you have construction experience or not.
I recommend anybody taking this class that 1 wants to go into the trades or 2 wants to be an engineer or an architect.
Be sure to sign up for building trades today and be a part of the South and West Washtenaw Consortium program.
Hi, my name's Callie Neese. I'm from Lake Orion High School, and this piece is called No Slur Zone. It was all made possible thanks to my amazing teacher, Mr. Smith, and I hope you all enjoy.
I am not extinct.
I am not confused or fake.
I am not what you assume.
I am not angry, loud, or uneducated.
I am not someone to be feared.
I am alive and celebrate my history like anyone else.
I am transgender and I'm comfortable with myself.
I'm a woman who strives in math and science.
I am proud of who I am and of the melanin in my skin.
I'm genuine, respectful, caring, and hardworking, and you don't have to fear me.
Words hurt.
Words hurt. Words hurt.
Words hurt.
Words hurt.
Hi, my name is Mikael Riney. I go to Oakland School's Technical Campus Southwest. My teacher is Mr. Dungan.
My day, it starts early.
I work hard. I give over 200% every single time I touch the ball. I have goals, dreams. You really think I'm gonna throw all that away just for one drink?
Hi, my name is Kevin Zavala.
And I'm Andrei Ptashnik.
And we are filmmakers in Athens TV at Troy Athens High School with the best of all.
Mr. Burns, I hope you enjoy our advertisement, Grit Obstacle Training.
Grit Obstacle Training is your source for Spartan, Ninja Warrior, Tough Mudder, and all other forms of OCR training. From balance obstacles like spin pike, slackline, and teeter-totter, to agility training through our warped walls, quintuple steps, spider wall, bouldering wall, and through wall. You can also train for strength using obstacles like the bender bar, Olympus wall, Z-wall, salmon ladder, twister, double steps, pegboard, ropes, cargo net, and multi-rig. If you're looking to take your training to the next level, come visit us at Grit Obstacle Training and achieve greatness.
Hi, my name is Chloe Kurlick. The title of my film was called Happiness. My teacher is Mr. Solomon, and I go to Detroit Country Day School.
Happiness. Moments of joy, relief, pleasure. It's just a good feeling. Moments like when the sun hits your skin or you're with your friends and family. All your worries slip away. It's just that feeling of pure joy. However, these moments of happiness are short,
too short,
and fast.
Happiness
is consumed by the darkness that lingers under our skin. The pain and sorrow that fills our hearts and takes over our bodies. This sadness is long and frequent. It destroys the happy moments and consumes the mind with horrible thoughts. And this anger and hatred that eats away at you, that pit in your gut, the tears that fall from your face, it's everywhere and it takes over your life. You can't escape.
My name is Emily Penrose. My video is called Adulting is Hard, and my teacher is Mr. Smith at Lake Orion High School.
Being a grown-up is hard. Coffee is gross. Boring. Get away! Yo! I'm late for work. I can't read. Stock market. Traffic. Where's all the cartoons? This is dumb. This is dumb too.
Essays, journalism, and experimental videos. And that last one really hits home, as I'm 37 and I still think adulting is hard. So, okay, we've activated our online voting for the Ron Castori Audience Choice Award. Look for it in the link in the Facebook comment feed. We'll close it in just about 5 minutes and tally up all the votes. DAFT is proud to announce the grand prize winners of tonight's 3 categories. We're going to start with news and sports. So for a $250 ProCam gift card, the top prize for news and sports goes to Parking Lot News Story by Becca Hamilton of Lake Orion High School, with the DAFT 2018 Teacher of the Year, Roger Smith. So congratulations to Becca and Mr. Smith. Next up, we have the grand prize for public service announcement, which goes to One Drink Changes Everything, from Bianca, Julia, and Alice of Pankhouse Center, with last year's DAFT Teacher of the Year, Michael Kaufman. And now, our final grand prize for the evening is awarded to Kylie Conroy for Burn Bright. She's part of Bill Woolbrink's amazing program at the Career Line Tech Center in Holland, Michigan. We're going to keep the Audience Choice Award open for just a few more minutes. We'll be picking our last raffle winner after a word from our partners at the College for Creative Studies. Thanks, CCS. Are you ready for the final raffle drawing of the night? Well, here it comes. Congratulations to Mike Conrad's student at Royal Oak High School, Gray Fons, for her film, Motherhood. Now get back to work. Gray will receive a $50 ProCan gift card. Okay, it's time to close down our voting and announce the winner of this evening's Ron Castori Audience Award. And the winner is, it will be PSA. So, thanks everyone for making the second night of live streaming the Michigan Student Film Festival a night of success. We'll see you right back here on Facebook Live tomorrow at 7 p.m. for the Senior Division documentaries and the announcement of the grand prize, the John Prusak Visionary Award, a $500 cash prize. And we'll have 3 more raffle drawings with another Castori Audience Award. So take a couple minutes and hang in there through the credits to check out all of the people behind the scenes who made this great event tonight possible. Thanks, everybody. Good night, and we'll see you on the big screen.